Hello, Internet. Hello, world. Hi. Hello, DM Dan from the future here. Just a quick aside that unfortunately throughout this recording, Tim's mic was blowing out a little bit, so whenever he's speaking it might be a little harsh on the ears, so please bear that in mind if you're particularly sensitive of hearing or you're wearing headphones or both. If nothing else, you can assume the staticky nature is in fact his own goblin voice. So, with all that said, I hope you enjoy. Let's get back to it. How are we all doing?
Yeah.
Hey-o.
Amazing. So, first things first, I can hear you all. This is great. Just a real quick check for chat. Can you hear us, Internet?
Can the
That
internet hear us?
Such a good question.
It's always listening.
Never guaranteed that they can hear us, is it?
It's not quite. Well, tell you what, whilst we're doing this, I'm going to start the preamble because in the hopes that I am a technical genius when it comes to streaming.
You are a technical genius. I just double-checked the stream and it's working fabulously.
Okay.
Bob
Carl is
Marvelous.
suggesting you could be a little bit louder.
I could
That's
be a
all.
little bit louder. Okay, so I'm going to be a little bit louder. Hello, hi, my name is DM Dan, and welcome to the Explorers of Elsewhere 12-hour charity live stream bonanza.
Woo.
Hello, and welcome. Thank you, all of you who are already in chat. How you doing? Hello, hi. We are streaming on YouTube and Twitch. So you have a choice of where to say wonderful and beautiful things. Why are we doing a 12-hour live stream? Well, that's quite simple. We are raising money for a fantastic charity called 1625 Independent People, a youth homelessness charity based here in Bristol, UK, and like the southwest of England. They are doing incredible work helping young people who are homeless, which I think we can all agree is an absolutely horrendous kind of position to find oneself in. So any help that we can do to help these young people is fantastic. I think I got that all right, Chris.
Words came out your mouth. That was great.
Beautiful. Okay,
Yeah.
so
You did good.
wonderful. So yes, this is a charity live stream. There is a donation tracker. We have got donation rewards. Everything you kind of need is on screen. That said, the donation link is down in the description. But yes, your donations will affect the games over the space of these 12 hours. There are 7 games in total. But yes, if you are feeling particularly benevolent in your benevolence, you can help the players with re-rollers of successes. But if you're feeling particularly malevolent with your donation benevolence, then you can scupper them with forcing them to re-roll successes, adding complications, or having a freak accident. And we will find out what a freak accident entails when someone donates £40.
Do it.
So... just
Everybody dies.
so a real quick whip round of these beautiful faces that are sat here with me. Hello, Julia. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. I'm ready to be a goblin.
Amazing. Hello, JC. How are you?
Hello, I'm good, and I'm ready to be some goblins.
Amazing. Hello, Chris. How are you?
Tired. I've got ears on. Got my goblin ears on though. And if I'm crunchy voice mode, it's because I was bear barring last night. So yeah.
Fair. We're living our best bear bar life. Yeah, yes. And hello, Tim. How are you?
Hello, I'm magical. I was born to be a goblin.
Amazing. So, for those of you who are wondering, if those of you who are not privy to the secrets of Goblin Quest, we are all goblins. I've got a little badge here that says secretly a goblin just to prove it to you. No, Carl, they aren't his ears, surprisingly enough. Although
You had Carl fooled.
you pull them off well, Chris. Goblin Quest is a cutesy little game written by the maestro himself, Grant Howitt, and it follows a group of a gaggle of goblins who have been left behind by the Dark Lord's army as they trudge off for their weekly invasion of the lands of good. And because goblins are spawned uncontrollably from the pit at the center of the Dark Lord's war camp, their only purpose in life is to do something and then die a horrible and untimely death. So, in lieu of going off to war with the rest of the Dark Lord's army, our goblins here have cobbled together a quest to give themselves some purpose and a meaningful demise. So we'll meet all 4 players. We've got 5 goblins each. We'll meet them in turn, I'm sure. But to start with, we have Julia and the Heartthrobs, JC and the Salamis, Chris and the Lifes, and Tim and the Spoopuses.
Awesome.
Just real quick, Julia, what is give us a quick lowdown on sort of like what your clutch identity is and what their ancient like art ancestral heirloom is that they found from a rubbish heap 5 minutes ago.
5 minutes ago. So the newly born Heartthrob clutch, basically they're a newly formed boy band. They are devastatingly handsome for goblins, and they are very, very good at singing and dancing and beguiling others with their entertainment skills. They have, from the scrap heap, they have emerged clutching their flute of destiny, the destiny being to be a #1 boy band, of course.
Okay. We have our first donation. Thank you, Gary.
Whoop, whoop.
Thank you very much. £10. That is a reroll failure. You are being benevolent in your benevolence.
That is sweet. Thanks.
Yes, Gary.
So rerolls. Okay, we've got one in the bank, so you can
Nice.
you lot can be reckless out of the gates.
Do you want to know anything about Gherkin in particular?
I'm
Our
sure
first Heartthrob goblin? Are we introducing them?
No, they'll come up. I mean, I don't know if they'll survive long enough that it'll matter too much.
Sure.
Okay, so that is the Heartthrobs and their Flute of Destiny. JC, what's the deal with the Salami Clutch and what's their ancestral heirloom?
Salami Clutch are a random bunch. They've a group of goblin outcasts who have banded together thanks to their love of collecting random junk and hating authority figures. They want to see how the sausage is made, literally or figuratively, and their ancestral heirloom is the Uno reverse card, which they believe can defy anything and is legally binding and might even be a counterspell.
Amazing. Yes. So yeah, the salami clutch and the the half-chewed Uno reverse card. Chris, who are the Lifes and what's their ancestral heirloom?
Well, the Lifes are a bunch that like focus mostly on cooking, and cooking what? Cooking, yes. Is just basically the answer to the question. They have a super cool quirk with super quick hand speed for chopping or voguing or anything like that. Do you want to know what their destiny is? Want to know their dream in their life?
I'll go through the dreams and then talk about how we come.
But the thing they've found is actually kind of like it's just a jar of stuff. It looks like anybody's kiln jar. It's got like a kind of a copper goldy top, but it's got like this weird bubbling liquid inside, and they think it'll be really good for recipes. In human worlds, it's sourdough starter.
Okay, right, that makes sense.
But in Goblin world, jar of stuff.
Jar of stuff, amazing. Okay, so that is the Life Clutch and the jar of stuff. And Tim, talk us through the Spoopuses.
Spoopuses. I like Spoopuses.
Named after their founder's ability to spew pus in great quantities.
Right.
The Spoopuses were born amongst the refuse of thrown away Halloween decorations and have made it their entire personality, much like I may have done during my teenage years. They are variously expert at sowing terror due to their terrifying disguises, and they have found amongst the rubble a mysterious, flexible black pot that is full of the perfect goblin sustenance of some old sweets that other people didn't want. So, bearing their cauldron of sustenance, they're going to be going to die really soon, probably.
Yeah.
Malnutrition, one after the other.
If they get to malnutrition, they've done brilliantly.
Can I just say, we've all done beautiful artwork for our items. Will those be coming up?
Those are on screen right now. So we start cycling through your respective goblins, all of your hand drawings of your goblins will be on screen for everyone to see.
Amazing news.
And including the items, presumably.
Not the items, unfortunately. No, we can just.
I'll just
hold them up. Yeah.
There we go.
The flute of destiny. You see.
You can imagine Chris's. It's really nice.
It's not good.
Yes. So we've met our goblins. I will quickly run through that. Each goblin clutch has a dream that is instilled within them when they crawl out of the spawning pits. So the Heartthrobs wanted to become a #1 boy band.
That's it.
The Salamis wanted to see how the sausage is made. The Lifes wanted a Michelin star. Wanted to immerse themselves in Michelin star.
It's pronounced Mitchelin.
Michelin star. My apologies. And Tim, sorry, real quickly, remind me what your one was.
We want to befriend an actual monster, Dan.
Befriend an actual monster, of course. That is mostly the drive for the whole quest. So the idea of Goblin Quest is you take these 4 dreams, you mush them together, you find something that's vaguely in the middle, and then you send your goblins off to their predetermined destiny. For this quest, our 20 goblins between the four of you have decided that they will create a Michelin star grade sausage from the tastiest beast in the wildlands around the Dark Lord's camp, and then present it to the monstrous monster chef known as Rawdon Gamzee, a powerful and fearsome beast that roams the caves to the north of the camp. Who makes short work of any sous chefs that happen to stumble upon his masterclass chef workshop.
But not us, because we're going to give him the best sausage ever made.
Precisely.
Musical sausage.
And we're going to present it through the medium of song and dance.
Exactly. So, with all that said, I think that's enough. Well, pretty much enough preamble. Just another reminder. Thank you once again, Gary, for donating £10. The donations, if you follow donations rewards up in the top right of the screen, £5 lets the players re-roll. Well, sorry, £5 forces a player to re-roll their next success. £10 re-rolls a failure, £20 as a complication, £40 as a freak accident. We already have a reroll failure in the kitty, so we will just jump in with a false sense of security under our wings. So, stage 1 of the Rawdon Gamzee Sausage Fest.
Okay. Yeah, I see where you're going.
Is you must first gather the materials. So we've come together and decided that to do that, you will need to find a tasty beastie, fatten up the tasty beastie, and then capture the tasty beastie. So we have this normally needs 3. Well, this would normally need 3 successes, but I've just no. Let's go with 3 successes. So, who wants to kick things off?
Gherkin wants to kick things off.
Okay, go for it, Gherkin.
Right.
Okay, gang. We need to find something to make our sausage with. Does anyone know where the monsters, where the beasts live? Where should we go?
Are they near the orcs?
Yes, we should catch one of the beasts that the orcs handle.
Because
Yes,
they're big.
big meaty beasts.
Big meaty beast. Big meaty orc.
Mm.
Oh,
Yes.
orc beast.
Oh no, not orcs. Big, strong. Beastie's much easier to kill.
Okay.
More for JC and Tim's reference, but also everyone's, I guess. Bear in mind that your goblins, collectively, like they've all been alive for approximately 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So when it comes to things like the tasty beastie, we might have particular names for these tasty beasties, but goblins are bereft of such higher academic knowledge. So we might get descriptive in our beasties, and I all hope we're on the same page.
Sure.
Okay, so tasty beastie, the orcs do what with?
They farm them. They handle them. They keep them. Maybe they ride them. I don't know.
Okay. And what noise do these tasty beasties make from your forward goblin scouting?
I was thinking like, ooh, but okay. Maybe
it's
they
a combination
do
of the two.
Like,
Maybe one had to clear their throat before starting.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, so this is the noise of the tasty beasties. So, well, I think, gherkins have put themselves in the line of fire here.
Yep.
That said, forward scouting goblin. First of all, you've heard that there are these beasts that the orcs ride that go. But I would need you to make a roll to see if you successfully find these beasts.
I'd love to. I'd absolutely love to. How many dice am I rolling down?
The way the game works is you start with one dice, one d6, a singular d6.
Fine, yeah.
And then if you you have the heartthrobs have like a defining trait. Gherkin has a quirk. You've got your ancestral heirloom. For everything that you can successfully argue helps in your endeavor, you will get additional d6s.
Sure.
And then you roll them all together. We'll roll these in like the dice roller.
Yep.
And you take all results of all dice rolled.
Yes. Oh, this is perfect. Okay. I think so. Gherkin's defining feature is he's always got a gherkin on the go. He's a bit gherkin obsessed.
I see it in his hand. Yep.
Maybe he thinks he can tempt one of the beasties out of its pen with a gherkin.
Okay.
It's a tasty gherkin. He's going to wave around. Oh, here, beastie. Here, little beastie. Come here.
Okay, so you're using your unique thing.
Yeah.
Please roll me. So that sounds like 2 dice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Roll me 2 dice.
It's D6, right?
2d6. Yeah.
Yes. Beautiful. That's
okay.
4 and a 1.
You've rolled a 4 and a 1.
Perfect.
Yes. Here, little beastie.
So you approach the pen. And this large beast, I'm going to say that it's large. It's like mottled grey and pink. It's got 6 legs. 6 like the front 2 legs are claws, and then the middle and back legs are trotters. It's got a rounded but flat nose, little beady little eyes, and like wiggly ears. And it sees you. And as you offer out the gherkin, on the back of a 4 and a 1, you have not achieved your goal. You haven't achieved a success, but you have set up the next goblin to more easily succeed. And you die. Please explain to me how gherkin meets his end.
That's a shame. I think Gherkin is just sort of, here, little beastie, holding out his gherkin, hoping to lure the beastie out, and instead it just swallows him whole.
Okay.
But the gherkin worked. I think it was the gherkin that lured him in, and like, but now the beast is interested in what more food the clutch have to offer.
Absolutely. And the other 19 goblins, I'll let you decide what emotional state you find yourselves in, but you watch as this beast opens its mouth, revealing a row of thick, round, pudgy little teeth, and in the blink of an eye, Gherkin and Gherkin are gone.
Now see, this is perfect because Gherkin, how every boy band has the member who's not the best looking, but he's there on merit, so like that was Gherkin. And I think the rest of the clutch is kind of a bit, okay, in a way it's not so much of a loss, but in another way we did need that talent to impress. What was his name again?
Raw Dog Ramsey.
Raw Dog Ramsey.
Rawdon Gamsey. Yeah. So that's, I think, that's it. But goodbye, Gherkin. We hardly knew you. Gherkin. Okay.
Where food has failed.
However,
I'm gonna re-roll the one.
re-roll the one.
Oh.
In another life, Gherkin was swallowed whole. But now, instead,
a terrible flash of
Gherkin has
being
an
devoured.
out-of-body experience and witnesses himself being gobbled up by this beastie. But instead, you dive out the way. You have not. So a 3 is actually. Yeah, he crawls back out of the mouth. Gherkin first.
I made it. I'm okay.
So
I'm fine.
the Gherkin has been swallowed. You've rolled a 3, which is not a success, and you hinder the next goblin. So your 3 and 4 completely even each other out. So we are at
to be honest.
net 0. Okay. Amazing. So absolutely nothing has happened, but we have burnt through a reroll. Who wants to step up to the plate next?
Yeah, I think
this beastie is sort of like eyeballing you all.
Uwu's gonna have a go. So.
Okay. How's Uwu Spoopus going to tackle this?
Well, where food has failed, the feminine wiles will succeed. Behold me, beastie!
I'm gonna dance in a seductive way to try and win it over to our side.
Okay. How many have you got anything to help you in this?
I'm using my alluring gaze defining feature
Ooh,
to try and allure this beast.
Okay. In which case, a 3 and a 1. Okay. So, you watch as Gherkin emerges from the maw of this beast, covered in this slightly greenish slime, and I presume the idea kind of forms. But yes, please describe to me how you don't succeed, you make things harder for the next goblin, and then you die.
So, unbeknownst to Uwu, the bright red of her lipstick and of the little bit of silk she has to enhance her dance is a color that enrages these creatures. And it just immediately tramples her to death again and again until she's just kind of a goblin mush.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Amazing.
You love me!
Okay, so Uwu is ground into goblin paste.
Wow.
Under the claws and hooves of this orcish war beast. Okay, we are yet to achieve any successes. Who wants to step up next?
At least it's angry now.
I mean, that's made things so much better. Thug life, being the cool goblin, wearing what might be perceived as a "you can't see me" t-shirt and jorts, kind of just like wanders up to the paste, wearing their glasses, which they've got some cool shades. So I'm using the cool shades, and they believe the cool shades because they can't see the beastie because they're so dark. The beastie can't see them, so they're invisible technically. That's how that works. What else can I use? Yeah, and using their cooking skills, they will scrape some of the ground up bit of ubu
Oh wow.
into the jar,
Oh wow.
and wafting the jar, the smell of the jar underneath the beastie.
Okay.
This can only go well.
So, how many dice is that?
So, it's the glasses, it's the jar, it's the expertise of cooking.
4 dice. Okay.
Plus 1 dice.
Let's go.
So, well, I've got you as 4 dice for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One dice.
4.
Yeah. So 4 dice. Off the back of Tim's hindrance, all of your dice rolls are at -1.
This can only go well.
Everything's at -1.
Yeah.
It's going to go brilliantly.
I thought I'm going to go all in first goblin. Let's just
Yes.
Goodbye,
Okay.
sweet goblin.
more for the jar. More for the jar.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, dear.
Oh, that's incredible.
Okay, we're moving in the right direction.
Yes.
So a 1, a 5, a 2, and a 1 become a 1, a 4, a 1, and a 1.
Wow.
So as you scrape your uwu chutney into your jar, you haven't succeeded yet, but you have set up a boon for the next goblin. But please
Nice.
describe to me how Thug Life dies 3 times over.
Yeah.
So the smell from this jar is quite pungent, and opening the jar, the beastie may take like immediate notice, like immediate. Like not only do they pick their claws up, whilst meanwhile Thug Life, because can't see, is picked up by their legs, and he's still scraping into the jar. Thug Life is then tossed into the air, stabbed with the other claw, and then trampled into more dust. Yeah, so like adding to the gunge, and some of the gunge like leaps out of the floor and into the jar, and the jar is fed more.
Oh, okay. Like a self-filling jar.
It might become sentient. It might become the last goblin. Who knows?
Who knows? At this rate, it might well do. Amazing. Okay, so Thug Life meets a sticky end at the claws and hooves of the beast. I will just say, actually, I'll quickly flick back to Tim for a moment. Uwu and Thug have both met untimely demises. So, Tim, who takes Uwu's place?
So, scampering out from under a pile of beast filth comes. Well, you don't know who it is because you can't see through his terrifying pumpkin helm that he has found in the beast filth.
Ooh.
It is Gordon, and he's ready to do some work.
Sorry, Gordon.
He's got a gourd on.
Amazing. So Gordon Spoopus and Chris, who replaces Thug?
In exactly the same amount of filth. In exactly the same space, like crawls out from this dirt pile with what looks like a tiny weeny spade embedded in their head. Wanders up. This is Doug.
Thug Life.
So we're doing all the puns now. Okay.
Amazing. Okay, so Gordon and Doug join the risen Gherkin and Yuno. I mean, I'm feeling like the salamis need to represent. The Lifes have paved the way.
Yes.
Literally.
You can do this.
Cool. Stepping up to the plate, we have Yuno Salami. He's a sharp-featured gobbo with a shock of ginger hair, and he's found some random junk on the floor. It's an old Argos catalogue, and he's going to chuck it at the beast to try and knock it out.
Okay. Amazing. So, 1 dice to start. What are you using to add to this? Is Argos
I'm
catalogue one of his things?
No, but he does collect random junk, and that's a random piece of junk that I just...
Yeah,
Perfect. Perfect.
Very good, very good.
Anything else, or just the 2 dice? And you get him
He's
+1 to all your rolls.
In his left hand, he's going to hold up the Uno reverse card in the hope that he can defy the authority of the beast, or whichever god controls this creature.
Sure. Okay, so you hold up the Uno reverse card. That sounds like 3 dice alongside your
Nice.
Argos catalogue. So please, 3d6, and we'll add +1 to all of these.
Let's go.
Oh!
Oh!
So a 3, a 1, and a 6 become a 4, a 2, and a 6. So you the 4 means you've set up a boon for the next goblin. A 2 means you are injured in your endeavor. So your goblin now has a wound, and if you suffer another wound, perishes. And 6, a 6 specifically, is a success. It's a great success. So 2 of your 3 successes for the gather stage. So as you hold up that Uno reverse card, this creature just looks at it and tell you what, you're wounded, you've set something up, and you've succeeded. So tell me how this happens.
The flash of red, which we've already established, is very distracting to the beastie. Draws its eye away from the giant, unnecessarily heavy Argos catalogue that your mum used to keep under the phone, and he chucks it in a bit high arc, and it lands right between his squiggly ears.
Amazing. And how does come to harm?
He sprains his wrist really badly.
Yeah. Didn't warm up before the throw. It's a classic.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Classic.
Okay,
So warm up.
as the sheer girth of this Argos catalogue wreaks havoc on both your wrist tendons and the noggin of this orcish war beast, the war beast just kind of like the 2 beady little eyes boss eye as much as they can, and then with a the creature slumps to the ground, utterly unconscious, with a cartoon-esque lump starting to protrude from its skull, from where the Argos catalogue was lodged for a few moments before getting kind of like pushed out and falling to the ground. Amazing, well done. The beast is unconscious. It still requires capturing. I would argue it's already been fattened a fair bit by you. So who wants to try the last step, which is capture the tasty beastie?
Gherkin's going in, covered in slime, and emboldened by his new lease of life.
Yes.
He's gonna dance on the beast to subdue it further with his song and dance abilities, and probably play his flute of destiny as well, just to hammer the point home.
Okay, so you're dancing, you're using your flute. So it sounds like 3 dice.
Nice.
You're also getting. There we go. Okay, so you're getting the +1 from JC's rolls. So the 162 becomes 263.
Oh, that's a shame.
So you have successfully. So the beast is restless as you start dancing upon its prone form. But describe to me how you succeed with great effect. You set up a problem for the next goblin, and you injure yourself.
I think he's going to land a particularly heavy stomp on the creature's head to kind of, make sure it's definitely down for the count. What were the other things I need to do?
Success, set up a penalty, and injure yourself.
I think probably I'm gonna, as I do my final stomp, I'm gonna slip over, hit my own head, or probably skewer myself on one of its claws that is sticking upwards from the ground. So I've got a sort of grievous wound, and I probably get just quite a lot of slime all over one of the prime cuts of the beast or something. I don't know.
You bruised it.
Yeah, it's not in the best condition now for
Okay.
for the meat.
Amazing. So that with the two successes there, I will. Should I carry over the success? I'm gonna be mean. I'm not gonna carry over.
Yay!
The success.
Don't do it.
Okay. So between your valiant efforts, you've successfully acquired a orcish war beast. It's curious. Perhaps the only reason you've been able to pull this off is because all the orcs and hobgoblins and ogres are currently out to war in the realms of good, which has left the war beasts stye. It's just the runts, really. It's just the smallest of them. But the 17 of you remaining, like a beautiful ant documentary, lift up this beast and then like wander it off to your pre-prepared kitchen area that you've devised. So now that you have the beast, you've gathered the materials, you need to prepare for the plan, which in this case means prepare the sausage.
Oh, yes.
So we've broken this down into butchering the meat, seasoning the meat, filling the sausage, and cooking the sausage. All very, very difficult steps for goblins. So who presented with this large beast that is bruised and fitfully sleeping, it would sound, through tap dance, whistle noise, and eating a lot of goblin? Who's stepping up to the plate first?
All right, Gordon's got plans. So, as part of the setup for this, some wooden stakes have been crudely nailed into the ground with the pointy bits facing upwards in order to assist with our butchery.
Oh gosh!
So I'm gonna get the beast between myself and the spikes, and I'm gonna, through our expertise in spreading terror and using my helm of fear, I'm going to run at the beast, terrifying it out of its slumber, and it's going to run straight into the spikes, dying instantly. Easy butchering, happy days.
Wow.
Okay. How many dice are you rolling?
I'd love to roll 3 dice.
3 dice. Okay. Please roll 3 dice.
Here we go.
You have -1 to all results.
Amazing.
Okay. A 3, a 1, and a 6 become a 2, a 1, and a 5.
Incredible.
So, Tim, please describe to Gordon as he charges this beast, waking it through sheer fear and terror, how you succeed, 1 success, injure yourself, and then die.
Well, I'm at -1, so I think I set things up to be better, right? Or is it a success on a 5?
Success on a 5. Yeah,
Wow,
1 success
incredible.
on a 5. Yes.
Wow.
You are competent
So-
goblins.
I channel all of my clutch's fear-generating power. All of his ancestors are speaking through him as he goes and sprints towards the beast, which, seeing him coming, is roused from its slumber, just kind of opens its mouth and lets him run directly into it. But the foolish beast chokes upon the little bit on top of the pumpkin, and perishes quickly on the bony corpse of Gordon.
Death by stork.
Okay, so yeah, as this creature sort of like, you don't know whether it's obviously for the goblins it's a yell of fear from the war beast. Perhaps it was a yawn to everyone else, but as it opens its mouth, you just watch Gordon full tilt sprint down its throat. the beast thrashes, it chokes a little bit, it rears up on its rear legs, and then falls backwards onto the pre-prepared spikes, presumably to cheers of celebration from all other goblins. And Gordon Spoopus is no more. Tim, please describe who takes Gordon's place, your third goblin.
So from the kitchen's festering meat piles, something that everyone assumed was just a corpse rolls over, flops off it, shambles towards the group. This is Frank, and he is plausibly alive.
Good.
Amazing. So
Maybe.
Frank, the very alive goblin, takes Gordon's place. So the creature is ready for seasoning. Who wants to give that a go?
If you want to, JC, jump in. Go ahead.
Chris and JC, yeah.
But if not, Doug is ready.
I think, the gourmet goblins can take this one.
Yes.
Lovely.
But my clutch are all watching because they're fascinated about how the sausage is made. So
Very true.
you've got an audience of 5.
Realizing that the beast is down and ready to be dissected. That's what we're doing, right?
Sure.
I think it's seasoning. This
Seasoning.
step.
We're seasoning. Yeah.
The
We're
butchering's
making
been
sausages.
taken care of. With the spike.
You just grab out handfuls of whatever you can, I assume.
Great.
Yeah.
Cool. Picking up, running back to the other spot, and then picking up the jar, running back, because the jar is all important. The jar is mostly important to everything that Doug has to do in their life, in their short little time in this world. And picking the spade out of their head.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And pouring some of the jar of stuff onto the spade, and then just trying to paste the beast with jar of stuff, just trying to just like butter it pretty much. The jar of stuff, you notice, is a little bit more bubbly than it was. A little bit more bubbly.
Cool.
So I'm making that 3 dice.
3 dice.
Unless that involves cooking as well, then it's 4 dice.
Let's go 4 dice. I'm feeling keen. Let's say 4 dice. There are no effects on this roll.
Okay. That's like Doug doesn't speak very much.
Oh. A 3, a 1, a 3, and a 3.
Oh, boy.
So
A lot of 3s.
there's a lot of 3s.
Oh no!
So, Chris,
Wow.
describe to me how Doug's plan very, very much upsets the plans of the next goblin and results in Doug's untimely demise.
Okay. The jar of stuff being a jar of stuff that they don't really understand does get like kind of pasted across the beast, but it makes it like super sticky and icky and whiffy. Just like, ugh. But then that might be good for goblins. You don't know. They don't know. And in the process, gets kind of like, because it's super slippy, like slips and falls onto one of the spikes that was previously mentioned.
Yes, precisely.
It goes into the spot where the spade was, and then all the way through like a skewer.
Oh. Phineas gauged himself.
Yes. And as we all know, goblins have the physical endurance of wet paper bags. So, okay. So, as Doug trips and falls, though we say goodbye to Doug, Chris, who steps in to fill Doug's fated spot?
Appearing from a cupboard in the kitchen. A cupboard in the kitchen. It's like ambles out this odd little goblin wearing a nice kind of like skirt and an orange top. And it looks like that their head is hollow. Question mark? Perhaps. They could be a cup. They could be mistaken for a cup. Who knows? This is Mug. He's known as Mug.
Mug. Okay, so Mug, clearly oblivious to what has just transpired, wanders in and says hello. Very good. Who's feeling? Well, it's got to be the salamis now.
Come on.
You're at -3. You'll be fine.
So Juno steps up to this beast. Juno's the best at cooking because I've been watching, and I defy all of your authority to take charge of this beast. And in the meantime, the clutch has gathered a box of felt tip pens, a keychain, and a lime that Juno is going to use to season the beast.
Excellent. Dan, is it actually -3?
I'm just checking.
Do the penalties stack?
Rules lawyering.
I feel like. What do we think, chat? Real quick. Should this be a -1 or a -3? What should we? You know what?
-3.
-3. Let's go for a -3. I have faith. Yeah,
Totally.
Nate agrees. I have faith in you, JC.
-3.
Let them stack. Okay, so how many? How many dice?
Need to roll
are you
all
rolling?
6s, JC. No pressure.
So I've got my random junk to season the meat. I'm defying the authority of my friends. So it's an extra 2.
Okay, 3 dice, -3.
Yeah.
Let's go. I've got a sprained wrist. Okay, so a 4, a 2, and a 3 become a 1, a 1, and a 1. JC, talk me through this.
Yuno is so cocky that he's going to be the best at everything he does. And as he picks up,
God.
he's scrawling the felt tip pen across the meat. His wrist begins to ache with a severity that he's never felt before.
Oh no, carpal tunnel syndrome. It'll get us all.
The felt tip pen falls to the floor dramatically. And he steps back, he slips on the rotten lime, and he falls backwards, impaling himself on a spike.
Is it the same skewer as
Doug.
Doug Life? Okay. So your goblin joins the steadily growing bobbling kebab alongside this utterly unbutchered beast. Amazing. And who's the next goblin to step up to the plate from the salami clutch?
Sorry.
Oh, no.
Sorry. I thought you meant who's going next. Go ahead.
Julie's just like eager to get in.
Apologies, JC.
So slipping in is Due Salami. He wears just a little pair of blue swimming shorts and swimming goggles. He's completely smooth and dripping wet with a substance that is clear in viscosity but unclear in origin.
Yeah. As all liquid should be.
As all liquid should be.
He's a smooth customer, but he's also a little bit wet behind the ears.
Oh,
Yeah, boy.
Very good. Very good.
Amazing.
Mine are over-designed.
Amazing. Okay, so Now that the -3 penalty has been cleared from the board, who would like to step up to the plate?
Now's your time, Julia.
I don't know. I kind of want him to do something with a penalty, though, because this little goblin won't die.
Just throw more dice at it, Julia.
Throw more dice. You can do it.
He's okay. He's gonna use his. He's going to be using the gherkin, obviously, but he thinks the gherkin needs a bit more razzmatazz. So he's gonna use his nimbleness from his dancing ability to climb up to a particularly high shelf to get some herbs, or what might be herbs from a high shelf. So is that 3?
Sure.
Thanks.
I can't believe Gaikin's still alive at this point.
Okay, let's see.
A 2, a 6, and a 1. Very good.
Perfect. This is perfect. So, Gherkin makes it up to the very top shelf, and he dips his gherkin in a jar of what might be herbs. But who knows? And then, as he proudly shows to all the goblins looking up at him, I did it! And then he he starts to slip, and then he falls and slams into the ground, utterly dead. The gherkin smashes and forms a perfect herby gherkin marinade for the meat.
Might I suggest that rather than slamming into the ground,
yes,
in fact slams into the steak that's got
onto a steak, and the gherkin smashes into a perfect herby marinade. Yes, that is it exactly. That's what happens. Okay. And then for some reason, it's also pretty injurious, I would say, for gherkin.
Yeah. First he died. First he dead. First he died. Now he dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Finally, he's gone. My boy.
Gherkin has shuffled off of this mortal coil. Who replaces Gherkin?
Right. So this is Jerkin. He is the romantic of the boy band. You know, every boy band needs one. The one who dreams of finding true love. And if that's through the newly formed fan base, then so be it.
Okay. Things are heating up. We have 3 successes at stage 2. All we need to do now is cook our sausage. We have choices in what we're cooking for our sausage.
What could go wrong?
So are we using the orcish war beast, or in fact have we, now that we've got 3 beautifully seasoned goblins on a shish kebab, are we using those as our sausage meat?
I reckon we could just slap the goo that we've created onto the kebab, and then
then my job's a good one.
Our seasoning's not wasted, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Exactly. In which case, who is feeling brave enough to attempt to cook your goblin sausage?
Oh, I think Frank's got this one, no problem. So Frank knows well from his time. Oh, geez. He knows well from his time on the corpse pile that due to the amount of festering that has been happening there for quite some time, it's pretty hot in the center of that thing. So,
yeah,
underground oven.
He'll shamble over to the spike, and just drag it and try and smush it into the middle of the corpse pile to warm it to an appropriate temperature. Okay. Tragically, I can't think of any way that I can use any of my abilities for this.
I mean, aren't you all about being a bit freaky and mayhem?
Is true. That is true. Maybe Dan, would you grant me a secondary die?
If you believe in yourself, Tim, then I believe in you as well.
I found it in my heart. I'm going to roll 2 die.
Okay.
Very good.
So yes, there are no penalties on this one. So Frank effortlessly Maybe it's your utter lack of pain receptors as you slowly become charred along with the rest of the sausage through the sheer heat of the corpse pile. But it mushes the goblins to a sufficient consistency that after a montage, the goblin shish kebab goes in, and next we pan to a tray, a silver platter covered in beautifully formed sausage of a dubious content.
I would say for the 3, it is very hot. It is still very, very hot.
Well, actually, is it very, very hot and or maybe undercooked? The outside
we'll
is
find out.
Both too hot and not
Yeah,
cooked enough.
exactly. It's like
Too hot,
microwave. The outside is way too hot.
It's the summer barbecue's nightmare. Burnt outside, raw inside. It's an absolute mare. Okay, very good. So we've got some char grilled goblin sausage. You have successfully prepared the sausage. Yay! We now move on to our final stage, which is to present the sausage to Rawdon Gamzee, to a bona fide Michelin star chef in the cave kitchens to the north of the camp. So this is a 5-goal task.
Whew.
We have decided that we need to arrive. We need to explain to Gordon. That was a Freudian slip. Explain to Rawdon the sausage making process. We need to put on the last minute garnishes for TV dramatics. You need to. Your convincer is wowing Rawdon with the power of dance, and then survive Rawdon's judgment. So, who wants to take point on leading this Goblin Quest to Rawdon Gamzee's cave kitchens?
Question:
Answer.
Do we know the way? I mean, I'm
That's a really
suspecting
great question.
Maybe not.
Maybe it turns out we don't. Depends on the dice, doesn't it?
It depends on the dice.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. We'll find out, I guess.
Are you going to find out?
Let's give it a go.
Let's go.
So Mug Life's stepping up. What are you rolling out?
Mug Life, a bit more placid of the goblin clutch, of the life clutch, kind of takes the tray, or takes one bit of the tray, and just kind of sees which way the skewer is pointing, or the sausage is pointing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And figures that it's that way.
Sure.
Like,
why not?
It's probably that way.
Probably that way.
Probably that way. But by using trying to fit some more stuff in here, by using their super quick hand speed, kind of points and directs all of the goblins in the rough direction of where it's going. So I'm going with, is that 3 dice?
That
2
sounds
dice.
like 3 dice.
2
Just
dice.
before you do that, I just need to very quickly check something. Just
Commence checking.
Commence checking. I think yes. When it loads. Oh. Thank you, Errol. Thank you, Errol, for that £40 donation.
The generosity. The terrible generosity.
That is amazing. Thank you so much. it puts a slight twist on what was about to happen.
Yes.
Oh no, my card authentication is failing. I can't donate to scupper you all.
No!
Okay, right. So
How dare you.
a freak accident occurs between okay, so
You get caught in a meteor storm on the way.
what Errol, if you're still about in chat, hello, thank you so much, you are amazing. You can real quick let us know what the freak accident is, what you think the freak accident should be, if you are interested. To paint the scene, are 16, I think, Rod goblins are trying to make their way to the Master Chef Rawdon Gamzee's cave kitchens with some goblin sausage shish kebab to attempt to win a Michelin star. And what freak accident befalls our goblins?
It's a lot of pressure to put on Errol, though, when they've already...
I have an idea.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, Chris, if you spin out the idea...
We'll
would
keep
you
an
look
eye
at that?
on
Someone's donated £5.
Ah!
Sausage,
that?
sausage thief.
No!
Okay.
You can't steal our sausage. We worked so hard on it.
Worked really hard on it.
Sausage thief. The freak accident. Okay, what can I do with sausage thief? As the four of you stand on the outskirts of...
That's just what I'm going to throw in there.
Okay, good. No, this is great. So, as your goblins stand on the outskirts of the camp, and you're looking around trying to figure out which way, and then Muggs was like, "Oh, this way," holding this platter of goblin shish kebab sausages. A shadow looms over you, and with a loud a monolithically sized bird, a rock, if you will, descends from the heavens drawn by the aroma of your shish kebab sausages. And as it opens its beak, which in turn contains many more internal beaks, or maybe it's a beak and then like a xenomorph style other beak that comes out. The Jerkin, Mug, Frank, and Dewey, you all turn to look up, and as the beak consumes all four of you and eats all four of your goblins, the tray flies up in the air, and all of your goblins are dead.
Yay!
Please,
Mug, no, never got to live their best life.
Please tell me. Start with Julia. Yeah, your goblin's dead. Who is the goblin that takes a spot?
Jerkin tried to offer it a flower as it gobbled him up, and in his spot is Twerkin, the front man of the band.
Twerkin, the front man. Amazing. And JC, who's your new goblin?
We have Trey. He suffered an unfortunate accident with a lot of industrial strength glue. He has a tea tray stuck to both of his hands and a teacup on his head.
Amazing. Errol, yes, we will retroactively say it wasn't a rock, it was in fact a giant seagull. And Chris, who is your new goblin?
Taking place of Mug is an odd-looking goblin with weird, huge eyes and what looks like potential wings on the back of him, which is held on by potentially just like straps. They may be good straps, they may be bad straps. They're leather, that's for sure. Leather straps. This is Bug.
Amazing. And lastly, Tim, who is your goblin? Your fourth, I believe.
Mouth!
Sorry, what was that?
Mouth!
Mouth.
Yeah, he's known for his mouth. He's a truly wretched, skinny little naked goblin
Oh,
which
he's naked.
is
Oh,
almost
God.
unnoticeable due to the immense and jagged maw that takes up the entirety of his face.
Amazing,
Wow.
amazing. Okay, so 4 goblins disappear into the maw of a passing seagull, leaving Twerkin, Trey, Bug, and Mouth to catch the tray of sausages.
And Trey's there with his tray.
Yes.
Catch the tray on the tray. Amazing. Okay, so I don't. Well, Chris, you were about to do something. Mug was about to do something and then got eaten. So I guess Bug has got to step up to the plate. So what's Bug doing?
We still need to get there, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
With
I'm
a
also
reroll-
curious what number goblin everybody's on right now.
Yeah, Chris is on his 4th.
Yeah.
Tim's on his 4th. JC,
Yeah,
I think you're on your
we're
3rd.
both on our 3rd.
I'm
JC
running low on
and I.
goblins.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
I
can
want to
do
run
this.
low on goblins because the best one's the last one.
Ooh.
So Bug kind of gets a little confused. And just sort of fritzes.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
and just kind of like tries to guide, looks around, see if there's like a big building around, notices a large building in the distance that's called Hell's Kitchen, and thinks that could be the right place.
Yes.
Ooh, okay.
Notices the flames coming out the top.
Yes.
And the queue of orcs outside,
Ooh.
because that's
Yes.
where they've actually gone.
Amazing.
Okay.
Okay.
It's opening, it's opening
No, they're just stopping off on the way to the war.
stopping off on the way to the wall,
The drive.
grabbing a bite to eat. So
Hell's
they'll
Kitchen drive-through. Okay, amazing.
Yeah.
Hell's Kitchen drive-through. Walk
How-
through.
How many dice are we rolling here?
Okay. So I think I'm just going to roll 1 because,
Oh.
like, I mean, like, you know,
There's no shame in it.
there's no
There
shame in
is.
it.
So inexplicably there is a reroll success in the tank. So you may reroll 1 dice. Well, if it's a
okay.
5 or a 6, you need to reroll.
Okay. And then the wings kind of flap a little bit, and
Okay.
Bug starts to hover and just starts to lead the way. So that's 2 dice is what I'll do.
2
So
dice. Okay.
Right.
I always think 1 dice is a bit of a cop out. But like, you know. Let's go. Okay.
Okay. A 5
Okay.
and a 2.
Okay.
Does that mean re-roll the 5?
I'm going to ask you to reroll that 5.
Yeah.
So we're keeping the 2.
Ooh. Okay.
It's a ball.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
So
all good.
rerolls into a 4 and a 2. So you haven't succeeded yet. You are leading the goblins in the right direction. You are also injured. How does this happen? You've never actually used these wings, and
yeah, that's basically it. Even though they start to hover, as one of the wings just kind of like shudders a little bit, it just kind of chatters, and they just kind of onto the floor, like getting a small but slight head injury, just like you know.
Amazing.
And one of their eyes bursts.
Oh,
okay,
a small
okay.
head injury and the
A
eyeball.
burst
bursts.
eyeball. Okay,
Yeah.
very good.
Small
I mean,
yes for
very good.
goblins, I think.
Well,
They can still see, it's fine.
as all of the goblins' attentions are trained on you as you soar majestically approximately 1.5 feet into the air and then come crashing back to earth and like bones break, your eye pops. You like all the goblins are now looking in the right direction, perfectly timed for this sonorous voice to boom from this tower with fire coming out the top, and it sounds that you know that it is a monster that lives in this tower because it shouts, "Roar!" So whoever's going next, yes, the goblin will get a foot up. Who is going next? Is it Twerkin?
I think I was wondering if it was twerking actually, because he's the front man, so he's a leader, you know. So I'm gonna hopefully get a die, and he's also gonna, so as the leader, the front man, he's gonna sort of inspire fellowship from the other goblins. He is also devastatingly handsome for a goblin, I will remind you. So that's even more reason. And he has taken the flute of destiny from he took it from Gherkin's cold dead hands earlier, before he became a sausage, and now he's gonna to lead everybody towards Hell's Kitchen. So I'd like 3 dice, please.
3 dice, yeah. Roll them bones.
Oh, look at that!
3, a 6, and a 6 becomes a 4, a 6, and a 6.
There you go.
That is 2 successes. Very good. And you've set up a boon for
competent.
the next a boon for the next goblin.
Nice.
Competence, boo.
Rubbish.
So, your parade of goblins arrives at the Tower of Hell's Kitchen, and you've timed it just enough. I mean, there are a couple of detours on the way to this, this tower that's like on the other side of the field. You got lost on the way, but you've all managed to make it there, and the orcs have already come. The war party has already gone and left to rampage through the realms of good, and we find your remaining goblins in this like large hall. There's a stylish sets of like kitchens in the background, where there are hobgoblins, so tall, lanky, orange versions of yourselves frantically like chopping away. They seem to be rudimentarily divided into 2 teams, like a red team and a blue team, and between them, watching them, pinching his bottom lip, like stroking his bottom lip slightly, is this hulking mound of flesh, with what looks like a tuft of like ginger sprout coming out the top of his head, and he's wearing this like white drape over his bulbous growths, and he's just as you enter. He's stroking, like he's not stroking his lip. He's currently looming over a hobgoblin, and the hobgoblin is trembling with fear. And this creature shouts, "What are you?" And the hobgoblin says, "An idiot sandwich, yes!" And he crushes the hobgoblin's head between 2 slices of bread, and then eats the sandwich.
Oh my!
2 slices of bread.
Yes. And then the creature turns round, and as he looks at your gathering, he strokes his bottom lip again, and "Who the are you?" he shouts.
So Trey has been born for this moment. There was a reason why he got stuck to this tea tray, and it was to present the sausage on the tray to Chef Gamzee, and he just trots up to his throne with the sausage on the tray, and he just says, "Tray."
Amazing. Real quick, thank you, Connor, for the £15 donation.
Oh wow! Thanks.
That takes us to £170. Amazing. Connor, as you donated 15, I'll let you choose if you want to give the group a success or a failure reroll. I'll keep an eye out for you in the chat. Okay, so Trey, how many dice are you rolling? Presumably the tray's obviously got the sausages.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And when Chef Gamzee picks up the sausage, underneath is the Uno reverse card, subtly defying his authority.
Yes, JC. Yes.
Okay.
We'll do 2.
Dice?
We'll
Two
do
dice.
2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 dice. You have got a.
Oh wow!
Bam.
Okay.
Why don't you re-roll one of them? Re-roll the failure, perhaps.
I mean, they're both failures.
Yeah.
I mean, but it might mean that you get a success alongside the death.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, have we
So-
got a reroll failure in the can?
Well, Connor just
Connor's
donated.
donated 15 and is
Which is sort of just above the reroll failure.
Sure,
tier.
okay. We'll be kind.
We
We'll
could
be kind.
argue.
We'll be kind. Yeah, JC, go ahead and reroll one of those ones. Okay.
Oh,
You're still
At
dead.
least,
worse.
at least he made it harder for us.
Okay.
It's the thought that counts.
Yeah.
As Gordon lifts up one of these sausages and like brings it to one of his noses. Sorry, Rawdon. Rawdon brings up the sausage to one of his noses. You set up a penalty for the next goblin and die. How does this happen?
Chef Gamzee, as he's inspecting the sausage, he just casually picks up the tray, which is still glued to Trey's hand, and by the time it reaches his face, there is just a tray with two hands glued to it, and the rest of Trey has just vanished into the wind. Ooh.
Oh, poor Trey.
Poor Trey.
Oh, no.
And in the blink of an eye, Trey is gone. Okay, very good. So Trey is no more. JC, who is your fourth goblin?
It's time to fire up the Quattro. Quattro is a car guy. He has an Audi badge around his neck like he's in the Beastie Boys, and he has knuckle tattoos that say 4-wheel drive.
Amazing. Okay, so Trey is gone. Which goblin is going? So you still need to explain the sausage making process, and or add last minute garnishes. Because as Gordon is not yet. Rawdon is not yet impressed.
Oof. God, I think
mouth. I think it's mouth.
It's got to be my time to shine.
Yes.
I think so. The problem here is that I don't think he's realised what we've done for him yet.
Okay.
I mean,
I don't think he knows what he's got here. I don't think he knows how amazing this is. So I think Mouth's just going to scramble up the side of Rawdon, hoping he's unnoticed, get onto the tray, and go, sausage!
Sorry, what was that?
Sausage, Julia.
Okay.
Heard me?
I'm assuming that Mouth's actual voice sounds like a blown out mic.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So just static.
This isn't built for this shit.
Okay.
Yes. Sausage, he screams at the top of his tiny voice. And I'll grab a handful of sweets out of the cauldron of sustenance and just scatter them as an impressive display of
like confetti.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Okay. How many dice you rolling?
3, please.
3.
Okay.
Okay. A 4, a 3, and a 4.
Which
It's a
becomes
3, a 2, and a 3.
a 3, a 2, and a 3. Okay,
Nice.
so as you clamber upon this tray and throw confetti candy into the air, you have set up 2 penalties for the next goblin, and you have injured yourself. Describe to me how this happens.
I think it's just he just doesn't want a goblin on him or near him. No one does.
No one does.
He's bringing the food to his face. He sees this little goblin on the tray and just palms mouth off. He goes spiraling through the air and splats onto the ground, briefly becoming 2-dimensional and then popping back up.
Okay, so time is of the essence as Rawdon is getting redder and redder with rage and indignation as it goes. Who's filling Mouth's spot? Bug? I think it's Bug's turn.
Surely Bug can do the garnish with
Yeah.
his.
Okay.
jar of stuff.
We were only fishing for 3 more successes. Go, Chris, go.
Okay. Remembering that they left the jar of stuff back in the pile, they'll fly back like really quickly as they can, pick up the jar of stuff, go all the way back, and with super quick hand speed, they will kind of scatter wildly bits of whatever's left in the jar of stuff, which has grown just ever so slightly more.
Okay.
Flying through the air. This is Bug's calling. Not only is Bug cooking, Bug is also using his super quick hand speed to kind of do all of the things. Bug is using his wings to kind of get all the things in the right place, and they're using, of course, jar of stuff.
So that's a 4 dice roll. With a minus
5, technically.
5 dice, big one. 5 dice minus 2.
Let's go.
5 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check.
Cool.
I did clicks.
A 4, a 2, a 5, a 1, and a 1 becomes a 2, a 1, a 3, a 1, and a 1.
Incredible.
So you have. It's not as bad for the next goblin. It's only a -1. You do suffer an injury and then die 3 times. So.
That's rough.
Quickly run me through this, Chris.
Scattering this stuff, and it's like Rawdon's a little bit impressed, but then Bug kind of loses control a little bit and ends up kind of going into what could be like a tiny weeny cave that's really quite warm. Could be a pizza oven, could not be a pizza oven. Lands on this soft, pillowy, kind of doughy thing, thinks, and then cooks, like, on the pizza. Like, just
Fully
kind of
cooks, yeah.
just completely frizzled on the pizza in a stance of like.
Amazing. And as one of the hobgoblin chefs pulls this pizza out, Rawdon excuses himself for a moment, takes a bite of the pizza and goes, "It's got no seasoning!" Bam! And then knocks the head off the hobgoblin.
And my head at the same time.
And your head at the same time. And then it returns you. "Apologies, carry on," he says to the surviving goblins. Chris, who is your last goblin?
I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to try. Coming in a completely red 1 jumpsuit, we have Twerkin, who is upside down.
It's Turnip, right?
Turnip.
Yes.
Sorry. I read the name wrong and then got really excited about being upside down.
I thought maybe Twerkin had a doppelganger for a second. I was
Sorry.
like, what?
Yes,
I got
a
excited.
goblin in a red 1 suit who horrendously has an upside down face.
Wow.
Emerges.
I don't know how I'm going to do this.
Okay,
I'll figure it out. Carry on.
so
You don't have to method act it, Chris. You're all right.
so
We'll forgive you.
you hear one of the studio execs who are in Rawdon Gamzee's like Hell's Kitchen area shout, 2 minutes left. So who's stepping up? There's only 1 penalty in the kitty at the moment. You're looking for 3 successes.
Twerkin.
Go, Twerkin, go.
Go, Twerkin, go. I think so what do we still have to do? We've got to convince him it's good sausage. We've got to garnish and...
I mean, arguably, yeah, explain the sausage making process, last minute garnish, wow Rawdon with dance, and survive his judgment.
Okay, Twerkin is...
Skip to the dance.
Skip to the dance. Twerkin's just going to desperately start dancing for his life. This is what he was born to do. So that's 2 for the song.
Are you clambering onto the tray and just...
And he's the front man, so he's twerking, obviously. Okay. He's hoping this is gonna... And he's devastatingly handsome. So 4.
Okay.
And he's playing his Flute of Destiny. 5. 5.
5 dice minus 1.
Yes! Success!
A 6, a 3, a 3, a 5, and a 2 becomes a 5, a 2, a 2, a 4, and a 1. So you succeed. 1 success. Bosh. You set up a boon for the next goblin.
Yes.
You injure yourself twice and then die. Talk me through this.
Perfect. So say it again. I've totally lost track.
So
he does a fantastic job of the twerking, obviously. Yes. And he's setting up for success. because Rawdon is actually quite impressed by the twerking. And then, what was it? Two injuries?
2 injuries and then death.
Twerks so hard he snaps his hamstrings, and then falls off the tray. And I think, is it falling damage, or does Rawdon just swat him away into the pizza oven?
it's all of the above.
Yeah.
All of the above.
All
Amazing. Okay, so twerking is out of commission permanently. And who's taking twerking spot?
That would be Merkin.
There he is.
Yep.
Real quick elevator picture of Merkin.
Luscious locks. Absolutely beautiful. Constantly
else.
grooming. No need for clothes because look at all that hair.
Oh, that beautiful, beautiful Merkin. Okay,
that
so
just gives him a knowing look.
Yeah.
Okay, Rawdon is almost on board. You can see the glimmer of the Michelin star in the rafters. It's going to descend if he deems you worthy. Who's stepping up next? Is it Quattro?
Quattro will. He's going to passionately defend the sausage and explain the process. That this was a artisan gourmet sausage made from the deceased corpses of our brothers, and now it's dinner time. And before you give your opinion, I don't care what you have to say. It doesn't matter what you think.
So as
does
you
he break
sat
down
out,
into tears like halfway through? I made this with my brothers.
Yeah.
So as you sass out Rawdon Gamzee, how many dice you rolling?
Let's go for 3 because I know how the sausage is made, and I'm using the rope card.
Reverse card. Okay. Yeah, hit me with that 3 dice, and you get a bonus. So a 2, and a 5 becomes a 3, a 3, and a 6.
Great.
Quattro, as you plant 2 feet in the ground, look Rawdon right in one of the sets of eyes that he has. As you impassionately cuss him out, as you decry his cast iron fist that he holds over his kitchen. There's something about your spirit, your unwavering faith in yourself, and your complete and utter lack for authority that in a Ratatouille-esque moment, there's something that
reminds
awakens.
me of his father.
Yes. Rawdon is suddenly in your spot looking up at his father, who was this human with a tuft of ginger hair in a black apron in a kitchen. And as he remembers those memories that have led him down this path of just being far too angry, really, just shouting all the time unnecessarily, you think it's almost for the views. His heart softens, and as a single tear rolls down from one of his eyes, one of his many, many eyes, the Michelin star descends from the ceiling as Rawdon just swallows all 4 goblin shish kebab sausages without even chewing, just down the gullet.
Oh, wow.
And then he, beautiful. And the Michelin star, as it descends, it looks larger than it gets. It keeps getting bigger as it's descending from the ceiling. And luckily, you didn't hurt. You didn't kill yourself, so you're able to. Collectively, there's enough of you left that you're able to take the Michelin star and return to the war camp of the Dark Lord. Certified Michelin chefs. Congratulations, everyone!
Aww,
You have successfully completed
done.
your Goblin Quest.
Yay! We did it! We got our Michelin star.
So, Merkin, Quattro, Turnip, and Mouth, You are heroes of goblin kind for approximately 3 more hours until you're all also killed in utterly preventable accidents. Congratulations, everyone.
Hooray!
And
Hooray.
that is Goblin Quest.
Yay.
Thank you all for playing. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for your donations, those of you who've donated. This has been an incredible start. We're about to go on a quick 15-ish minute break before we move on to our next game, which is...
Everyone is John.
Everyone is John. So that's an absolute juggernaut in the one-page TTRPG sphere. That's going to be a lot of good fun. Stick around for that. If you're new here, hi, my name's DM Dan. We're the Explorers of Elsewhere. This is our 12-hour charity live stream for 1625 independent people, Gaming for Good Drive, helping raise money for young people experiencing homelessness. Dig deep, donate lots. It's all for an amazing cause. We'll see you all at 12:15. For Everyone is John. See you in a bit.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.